My name is Valerie. This is Brianna and Angie. We worked with MZ Group North America through a social media campaign. Brianna's going to go ahead and go over the background.
Hi guys. So MZ Group North America is actually based in Aliso Viejo, and it was founded in 1999. Little do you know is that it's actually a subsidiary or a smaller group of MZ Group Inc., which is worldwide. MZ Group is actually very well known around the world in the investing community as well as companies. They have 530 clients worldwide in 11 different countries. With that being said, it is actually the largest investor relations company in the world. So you're probably asking, what is investor relations? We asked the same question. But investor relations is actually the communication of information between company and then the investing community. So basically, MZ Group is the middleman. They make publicly traded companies' lives easier. So they basically help with business activities, strategies, marketing, and even choices in their business model. So the core problem and issue, they're very well known. This company is very well esteemed, and it is definitely one of those companies that the investing world knows very much about. The only thing is that they are not very well known within the general public. And so our job was to actually create a 3-month social media platform that would draw in new customers and perhaps even new businesses. So in our initial consultation, we met with Lauren Drapes. She is actually one of the consultants for MZ Group, and we identified our key roles and goals and went over what Greg wanted us to go ahead and start doing. Greg is actually our point of contact, and he wanted us to go ahead and devise that 3-month social media plan that Angie and Valerie will be able to go over a little bit later. Okay, so for our SWOT analysis, like I mentioned before, our strengths are definitely our network. We are a very large company, very well known, and have been in the business a good amount of time. And so within that, we are able to establish many resources, connections, wealth, and new business. So for our weaknesses, like mentioned before, we are only known by corporations and the investor relations world. So we don't have a very large social media presence, and we are not in the general public's eye. So for opportunities, we have the opportunity to expand into the public and attract new business. We want a younger audience, we want new business and futuristic businesses, because we do have a lot of technology, oil, and energy companies that, are under our consultation. As far as threats, there are other investor relation companies out there, and they're actually quite local. So when we first met up with Greg, he said, these are the local competition around here, and they're actually doing very well on social media. They have a lot of content on there, and so our job was to kind of mimic that, but also create our own unique edge. So the opportunity. When we first met with Lauren, she explained to us that we were actually on the East Coast before, and now we're over on the West Coast here in Aliso Viejo. So that creates a whole new sphere of influence. We have companies here in Southern California and LA, which are very well known for many industries. That gives us the opportunity to reach out to more companies that are local. So our key audience, we are definitely in the business of getting newer companies. We want to be able to lead them the right way and invest in companies that, will bring in new ideas. So companies within the Southern California area and the West Coast, companies that are very much involved in Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and other social media platforms, as well as clients of other investor relation companies, because they're fair game if we do a better job. And the key message, with experience of over 20 years, we definitely have a reputation for curating results for clients. So with that being said, we will be able to attract new business and hopefully bring in public interaction and brand awareness. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and pass that over to Angie, who will be talking to us about tactics and strategy.
All right, guys. So our strategy for MZ Group's North America social media accounts, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter, were to enhance the company's brand equity by informing the public about their clients' information and news, and also gaining new followers as well as recognition amongst the investor relations social media market. So the goals and objectives discussed with Greg and Lauren throughout the fall semester partnership with MZ Group North America was, first, to fully revamp the social media accounts, and second, to provide daily maintenance onto these accounts. By daily maintenance, we mean news dissemination. The objectives in order to reach each goal included generating followers on all social media platforms, as well as increasing interactions. And by interactions, we mean likes, retweets, impressions, and so forth. All right, in order to reach these goals, our team began by researching our competitors. Competitors such as Lilios Group, American Capital Ventures, Blueprint Life Science Group, and others. We did this so that we can learn from pre-established companies and pretty much just see how their content was displayed, how many followers they had, and find a unique way to switch it up when we go and put our content on our page and followers. After we researched our competitors, we constructed a 3-month social media content plan. In this 3-month social media content plan, we designated specific days for posting for each group member. So let me show you a schedule of how we divided up. As you can see, we divided up day per day. Keep in mind we did not post on weekends, and even though we divided it day per day, we only distributed news the days that news was provided to us. So some days we didn't have any releases or any content to post. After we constructed our 3-month social media content plan, we began utilizing the application Hootsuite. By utilizing the application Hootsuite, we're able to connect all 3 social media accounts on a single dashboard, making it very easy for us to quickly post on all pages. After utilizing Hootsuite, let me show you actually an example of letting Hootsuite first. As you can see, this is a sample post. If you see on here, this is pretty much a summary of the article that was presented to us via email. And this is a ticker symbol that would belong here for the companies. And then we also implemented our very own hashtag, so MZ Group NA. Right here also, you can add the link to the article or press release that was sent to us, which allows the person who is viewing the tweet to be redirected to the full article. All right, after we mastered Hootsuite, we were instructed by Greg to begin copying our competitors' followers. As you guys know, it's pretty much a follow for a follow on all social media pages. So after we began copying the competitors' followers, we began seeing a lot of gaining of new followers as well. After that, we began by proposing 2 very great ideas to Greg to implement on the social media accounts. The first was using a auto direct message. I don't know if you guys have ever heard that, but there is an application called Crowdfire that you can use to implement an auto direct message. This is a very great idea because it pretty much gives your new followers an introduction to the company and your services, and it also starts a dialogue with them. We proposed this to Greg, and he very much liked the idea. He pretty much gave us to go ahead and put it onto Twitter. And then the second, let me show you, and implement the Crowdfire, pretty much auto DM. So this shows you, this is where you would construct your message, and this shows you when a new follower follows you, how the message is sent over to them. Our second idea was a proposition for an advertising promotional email to MZ's clients. This was going to be an email that pretty much let these clients know, hey, we're active on social media, follow us, and it would hyperlink each social media account, making it very easy for them to follow us, therefore gaining more followers. Unfortunately, Greg refrained from using our idea. Instead, he implemented having every employee put the social media accounts on their email signatures, which was kind of a downer for us because we thought it was going to be a great idea if they used our idea, but they didn't. And after, it's pretty crazy because after we proposed this idea, another company actually ended up doing it. So this is what it looked like. NASDAQ is a company who pretty much puts out information for their clients as well. I think it's for every client for investor relations, and what they did was do a catchy phrase, let's get social. They hyperlinked their Twitter and their LinkedIn, and pretty much, I mean, there it is. All right, now I'm going to hand it over to Val, and she's going to go ahead and let you guys know about the tools and resources that we used for our social media accounts.
All right, so we used Hootsuite. I don't know if anyone's familiar with Hootsuite, but it's an online media management or social media management platform where you're able to put on all your social media accounts, and you're able to all from one spot, one dashboard. You're able to send out posts. And so on this website also, there's great analytics. So we use that throughout most of the presentation. We also use Crowdfire, which also works with Twitter as well, directly, as you know. Angie went over that. And Google Drive, obviously, everyone knows what Google Drive is. I mean, everyone in college has definitely used it at least 1,000 times. And so we worked on our social media plan through Google Docs, and we were up like all night, like perfecting it. And then by the time we sent it to them, they were like, "Oh, this is much more than we expected." And we're like, "Oh, okay, we're tired, but okay." And so let's see. And then, also the slideshow is made on Google Slide, so that's pretty cool. And this is also a sample of the same sample of a Hootsuite post. And so we used the ticker symbol where it was applicable. Only on Twitter were we able to actually utilize it. And so we would use a little money symbol in order to hyperlink it so that people can get more information. And so that's only used on Twitter and not LinkedIn or Facebook. And so for those particular posts, we just did a little abbreviation so they could still get the information they wanted if they wanted to search elsewhere. And then also on all our posts, we definitely put the MZ Group North America. The only platform that didn't use it was LinkedIn, and that was because you can't hashtag on LinkedIn. So we found, you'll see later, that we found that that was our least successful network, and I think it's because people on that is looking for jobs and not articles. So, all right, I'm going to hand it over to Brianna, and she'll be
Thank
able to
you.
talk about measurement.
So we created lots of content, we had some great ideas. Now what we had to do is actually go through all of that and measure it. We needed to know what patterns were the patterns were in our social media, the click-throughs, the likes, the shares, the interactions. We needed to measure all that and see what we can change or how we can improve. So for Facebook, when we first started, there was no activity on Facebook whatsoever. There were no posts actually since 2014. We only had 17 total page likes and very minimal engagement. After we came in and started, putting some content up, hashtagging and sharing some information from all our companies, including press releases, we had 118 posts, 25 likes, 12 reactions, and the very best part for Facebook, and the most relevant because it is a share, so there was probably way more impressions than what we actually got shared. It's 135. So each of those likes or shares could have reached out to way more people. For LinkedIn, at the start of the campaign, we had no posts and only 64 followers, no engagements. At the end of our 3-month social media content plan, we had 72 followers and increased engagement almost daily. Okay, and next I will pass it over to Angie, who will talk to you about Twitter.
All right, so Twitter actually received our most success of all 3 social media accounts, and this was mainly because we were able to add the domain names of each client for the Twitter accounts. So the let's say Torchlight Energy, which is going to be the domain of one of our clients. So we were able to connect that on there. Just to let you guys know a little background of Twitter, their Twitter account was created in March 2014 and had no postings, therefore obviously no engagements, and only 11 followers, which was probably all of their company's employees. After we implemented our strategy for this campaign, we received a total of 120 tweets with 73 followers, which was 62 more followers than we started, 12 retweets, 33 likes, and 2 replies. So you can kind of see the engagement and the going up status there. One thing that we didn't include was the traffic that we got from the links that we put onto each tweet that redirected people to the articles. We got over 49 different clicks on all of our tweets, which is very good because it proves that people were actually utilizing that link and reading over information found in the articles. All right, and then other notable accomplishments that we were able to achieve during the time with MZ Group North America was we were able to increase their search engine optimization. We were also able to create rich content history for their potential clients, which is very important. And we were able to provide news dissemination to new clients, current clients, as well as people interested in investor relations and the stock market, which expanded their business and their demographics. We also were able to implement Hootsuite into MZ Group North America. We taught them how to use it, which is a very great tool because you can pretty much upload content onto 3 social media accounts by a single dashboard. And we also implemented using the auto direct message with Crowdfire, which again was a dialogue starter for new followers. Now I'm going to hand it to Val, and she's going to explain how we spend most of our time during this partnership with MZ.
As you can see, mostly posting, makes sense, social media campaign, and yeah, group communication, client communication, and research. So yeah, to conclude everything, we're very pleased with our results. Things definitely got more and more interesting as we posted more and more content. Collectively, we're able to increase brand awareness and brand equity, which we think is very important. And our greatest success was definitely Twitter, as you can see, especially with their followers, although there was improvement on all social networks. All right, and we hope that MZ Group will continue posting daily client information every day to continue with the content. On Twitter, we hope they also incorporate the client domain names so that it's like interacting directly with the company, and then they'll do shout outs for us back and forth. And then also we hope that they continue with the Crowdfire. I mean, it's automatically set up, so they have no choice at this point. In order to build a connection with the new followers and start a dialogue with them right off the bat. We hope they reconsider the promotional campaign that we suggested, especially after seeing NASDAQ doing it right after. And we hope they continue using the MZ Group hashtag MZ Group North America in order to continue with the brand awareness and brand equity. And that's it.